Welcome to Salvador. This is Pelourinho, which is the centro historico, or the historic district of the town. And it's generally where most of the tourists stay, and you can see why. It's so beautiful. It's got something for every type of traveller because it's a city that's passionate about music and food and art, and just walking along the streets is a delight, as even at 9 a.m. you've got drummers behind you, other musicians and artists lining the streets with their wares. I'm going to tie it onto here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, duas. Não, essa aqui.
That was already used.
Essa.
Perfect.
Okay. Uma de cada. Okay.
So all over the city, you see these multicolored ribbons, which are called Señor de Bonfim. They originated in the 19th century, and they're actually associated with a church, the Bonfim Church, which is about 6k from here. But there's also a lot of people that tie them around the fountains, like this one here, in one of the main squares. Supposedly, you're meant to tie it around your wrist twice, and then make a wish, not tell anybody, and then when it eventually falls off, it's going to come true. But if you don't want to make that commitment to having it on your wrist for so long, you can tie it around here, which is what I'm going to do. I actually have quite a lot of wishes that I want to come true this year, so I should probably tie a whole bunch of them around this fountain, but I'm going to start with one for now. The main square is flanked by 4 churches, and it's quite a different atmosphere during the day to what it is at night time, but it's always very busy. Lots of tourists, lots of street vendors, people practicing capoeira, there's lots of musicians. It's a really nice atmosphere, but at night time it really comes alive. It's lovely to just while away a few hours, sat with a drink, listening to the musicians and generally relaxing. So obviously Salvador is very closely associated with music, and over the years there's been some particularly famous performances, including Michael Jackson, who filmed his video for They Don't Care About Us in Salvador with a local band called Olodum, who are incredibly famous in Brazil and now worldwide, and the whole city came to a standstill. You'll have to watch the video on YouTube. You can see all the pretty streets and the crowds watching from the balconies. It's pretty impressive. And Olodum actually perform here regularly, and they were here just last night. What's good is obviously you're able to tip the musicians whatever you feel fit, but almost all of the places require you to pay a cover charge of 5 reais per person, which is an absolute bargain. This is very lovely. Hey, perfecto. Obrigado. So there's a lot of very, very beautiful churches around Salvador. It is actually possible to do a walking tour of all the ones around Pelourinho, if that's something that floats your boat, although they seem to have fairly sporadic opening times, so it's quite hard to plan ahead. The one just behind me is the São Francisco, or Church of St. Francis, which is generally considered to be one of the most ornately decorated. So the Pelourinho is on a higher level, and I'm looking out now over the harbour and the Mercato Modello as well. And obviously it looks like quite a long way down, and it does take a while to walk, but there's actually an Art Deco elevator just over there, and this was one of the first elevators in the city, and it was an old pulley system. It's only a few cents to ride, and it takes you very quickly down to the section below. A lot of people like how it looks from the outside, but to be honest, it's not the highlight of the city for me. So it is after 5 o'clock, so I don't feel too bad about getting some hard liquor in me. And so I've come to Cravino's, which is a bit of an institution here in Salvador. They serve cachaça, and it's only 5 reals for, I was going to say a little shot, but a rather big shot like this. And this is infused with cloves, cinnamon, honey, and lemon. People are out here all hours of the day. It's always really busy. That's delicious. Tastes like Christmas. Clearly this bee thinks so as well. Apparently you can't go to a street party without them serving this. I can definitely see why. So I've had a very lovely time in Salvador. It's definitely somewhere that you can spend quite a few days just relaxing, looking at the art, listening to the music and having a few drinks. I'm now heading to the bus station because I'm going to get an overnight bus, and if you guys subscribe you'll be able to see on the next video where I'm headed. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next time.